Welcome back to another episode of Push the Pace podcast. My name is Sam Phillips.
My name is Riley Tracy. This episode, we're talking a lot about the schedule that was released yesterday.
Yeah, we went into the analytics of who has the easiest schedule, who has the hardest schedule, who's most likely to make playoffs, who's projected to win the finals, a lot of fun stuff like that.
Yeah, we also got into fun talks with rivals in the league right now.
Yeah, had a lot of stuff go a little bit out of left field, but we hope you enjoy it. Like, comment, subscribe. Tell us in the comments who do you think is most likely to take a leap this year.
Let's talk hoops.
Okay, so first topic of the day, we are going to be talking about the NBA season schedule that just dropped a couple days ago. We're looking forward to that. So with that being said, Riley, did anything stand out about the schedule?
Yeah, I really like how the NBA is feeding into these rivals and they're giving them primetime games. Like if you look at Christmas, they're feeding into all the rivalries.
Yeah, the Christmas Day schedule is stacked. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But with all that being said, I want to go into some stats that I got off of the NBA season schedule that might be fun to know. So just for clarification, I got these off of Power Guru. They do a lot of analytics and stuff, just measuring what's going on with the schedule. So first off, I want to talk about the strength of the schedule. Who has the easiest schedules? Who has the hardest schedule?
Yeah.
So let me ask you, just off of this question alone, who do you think has the hardest schedule in the NBA this season?
Probably a Western Conference team. I'd probably say the Warriors.
You think so?
Yeah.
Has the hardest schedule?
Yeah.
So they actually have the most back-to-back games.
Yeah.
But they don't have the hardest schedule. The hardest schedule of the year goes to the Detroit Pistons. Sorry, Detroit fans. It's going to be a tough year for you guys. But the easiest schedule goes to Boston Celtics.
Yeah, I'm not surprised it's the Eastern Conference team. They're not as heavy as the West.
Yeah.
But
they're a good Eastern Conference
team.
Yeah,
they're up there for the best Eastern Conference team.
Yeah, like top 3, top 4 Eastern Conference team, and they're getting an easy schedule. So
yeah, and they're young. That's weird.
Yeah.
I guess they don't have a lot of back-to-backs or not.
I think they have the least. Don't fact check me on that, but I think they have the least.
Yeah.
But yeah, the next two, it goes Boston, then it goes Minnesota has the second easiest schedule, and Dallas Mavericks have the third easiest schedule.
That's surprising that there's 2 Western Conference teams in the bottom of the easiest schedules to me. Yeah. That's crazy to me.
Yeah, and keep in mind that this NBA season only has 80 games scheduled for right now, as the other games are still being determined for the in-season tournament and all that good stuff. So next, we're going to go into the projected wins column, and I thought this was really interesting. I didn't expect the teams that were there to be there. So with that being said, who do you think has the highest change in projected wins going into this season?
Probably the Knicks.
You think Knicks has the biggest change?
Like upwise or down?
Yeah, upwise, like better. Who's projected to get more wins than they did last year?
Knicks or Cavs?
Knicks or Cavs?
Yeah.
Those are good guesses. But the highest projected wins.
None of them were right.
No. You didn't come close, actually. Okay. So this is surprising. This is actually really cool. The highest in projected wins with a 17-game change, they're projected to get 17 more wins, is the Oklahoma City Thunder. Which is surprising that the analytics say that, because they had a good draft. You know, they still have Shai. They got Chet coming back. Some people are saying that he's going to contest with Wemby for Rookie of the Year. But 17 wins more, that's a crazy leap.
How many games did they win last year?
They were in the play-in. 17 games is a big change, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, especially with the Western Conference, how it is. It's really deep.
Mm-hmm.
Do you see them being do you see them not being in the play-in and just making playoffs, or you think they're a play-in team?
Well, that's what they're projected to do, right? Because they were in the play-in last year.
Yeah.
And if they really do win 17 more games, like the analytics say, they would be a playoff spot. They would be a solidified playoff team.
So if you're betting, would you bet the under or over on that?
I don't know, man. That's tough because they're still OKC. They're still developing. Like, I'm not saying they're a bad team, but they have, like, Man, like I just don't know,
That's
bro.
crazy.
It's tough. Like I was so shocked to see that they were the best. Okay. So the projected second most improved team. Take a guess. Take another guess.
Um, the Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets? No.
No.
The second projected most improved team is the Sacramento Kings with a plus 14 win projection.
So are they going off their last year's projection or
Yes,
how many?
they took their wins from last year and they're projecting how many more wins they can get on top of that.
Wow.
So they were what, third seed?
Second or third, yeah.
I think they were third or fourth. I could be wrong.
Yeah, they started off.
Because it was Nuggets. Phoenix wasn't second, were they?
Uh-uh.
But they were up there.
Yeah.
Right. And now they're projected to get 14 more wins on top of that, which would put them in like first seed or second seed.
That's insane.
Yeah, and it's weird because I actually personally I think that they should have a negative projection.
I think so too.
Yeah, because last year they had this aura to them, like they're a sneaky team. Like nobody knew if they were going to be good.
Everybody's going to be ready for them now in the league.
Exactly. Like everybody's going to be prepared whenever Sacramento comes to town. So to say they're going to get 14 more wins on top of that it's kind of crazy.
That's insane.
But a big part of that would be if Keegan Murray takes a leap. Like, because in Summer League, he was dominating. He was balling out in Summer League.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw his stats. But if he takes a leap, like everyone thinks he does, to be that like solidified third option to go with De'Aaron Fox and Sabonis.
Yeah, he looked like he didn't belong in Summer League.
Dude, at all.
Yeah.
So that's cool. So the third projected most improved team, this is going to be a shocker because I didn't even expect this. Orlando Magic with plus 10 win difference. Now, they didn't win many games last year.
Yeah.
So I can see them getting plus 10 wins. But the reason why they did that, like, come on, Anthony Black.
Yeah.
Dude played great in Summer League. So plus 10 wins is a lot.
Would that put them into the play-in? I don't know how many games they won last year.
I don't think it does.
No.
I don't think it does. It's still going to be a developing year, but
yeah.
They're going to take a small step forward is basically what it's projecting. Okay, so let me ask you this. We just talked about the teams that are projected to win more games next year. Who do you think is the team that is projected to lose the most games next year?
The Nets.
The Nets?
Yeah.
No. The team that is projected to lose more games next year
the Wizards.
than they did last year. No, not the Wizards. The Charlotte Hornets. With negative 12 games. They're projected to lose 12 more games than they won last year. Jeez. And I don't even think they won that many games that last year to begin with. So to say they're going to lose 12 more is kind of crazy.
Yeah, and did Melo miss a lot of time last year, right?
Yeah, a little bit. But they have Miles Bridges coming back. We still don't know if PJ Washington's going to stay or not.
And they got Brandon Miller.
Yeah,
I don't see how they take a step back.
Did adding Frank Ntilikina to their team hurt them that much? Hey, stay tuned. The team that is second to last to lose, projectedly lose games, right, is a shocker, right? I see you got a Dallas hat on. Dallas Mavericks. They are projected to lose 10 more games than they lost last year.
Yeah, I don't see how that's possible.
Yeah.
If you watch clips from the Mavericks, like in key times last year, they had like Markieff Morris, Frank Ntilikina, Justin Holiday on the court.
Mm.
And you come in and get even like Derrick Jones Jr. is an upgrade from Markieff Morris or Justin Holiday. We have Grant Williams now. I think Josh Green, Jane Hardy's going to take their leap. Kyrie and Luka have their offseason together. I don't see how they take steps back. I think they're a middle pack West team.
Really? So you completely disagree with that projection?
Yes.
Even though they didn't even make play-in last year?
Correct. I think that was a fluke year.
Wow. Okay. Well, let's see who's right, Riley Tracy or analytics.
I'm betting over.
Okay, so next we're going to talk about, off of the season schedules, who is the most likely to make the playoffs, right? So who do you think has the highest percentage to make playoffs this year?
I don't see how it's not the Phoenix Suns.
You think it's the Suns?
Yeah.
So that's a good guess because they're in the top 3, but they're not number 1. So with the highest percentage to make playoffs, we have the Boston Celtics at 95.8% to make the playoffs, which is really high. Really high. But, I mean, they're in the Eastern Conference.
When's the last time they didn't go to the playoffs?
That's true, too.
Yeah.
They have a great team. I mean, obviously, it's not a reflection on their team. Like, they're great. So, no reason why they shouldn't be there. Second place, Golden State. This one was surprising to me. They're at 90.4% to make the playoffs, even though they lost Jordan Poole, which was their sixth man, had 20 points of their scoring a night. And they added in Chris Paul, right? Some people say that's a good thing. Some people don't see how it fits, like me. I said that in our first pod.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
The Warriors are a team I wouldn't be surprised if they are really good or a team that's not good at all.
Yeah.
Like just a couple years ago, they didn't make the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Curry was out a lot of the time, though.
Yeah.
But I would not be surprised if they didn't make it, and I wouldn't be surprised if they did make it. But 90% is crazy.
Yeah, they're never a team that you can count out.
Yeah.
Right? Because Steph Curry, you know what I'm saying? Like, one of the best players in the world. But 90% is insane.
Yeah.
That's very high. The third best odds was your guess, the Phoenix Suns, with 89.9% of making the playoffs.
Yeah, they have 4 stars on their team. You kind of can't count them out.
They're doing a good job of filling in the depth, too.
Yeah, for minimum guys, it's insane, the people they got.
100%. So the least likely to make playoffs, who has the lowest playoff percentage in your eyes?
I'd probably say the Detroit Pistons.
You said the Pistons?
Yeah.
So, no, they are not the bottom 2. But the team that is least likely to make playoffs, according to analytics, is the Houston Rockets at 0.9%. Okay. Even with their additions of Fred VanVleet and their addition of Dylan Brooks, adding to their core, it's 0.9%. Do you think that's wrong?
I think they do have more of a chance of making the playoffs than that.
Mm-hmm.
I'd probably put Spurs over them, even though they got
really.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next we're going to talk about who is most likely to be the champions this year. Who's most likely to win the ring this year? Who do you think has the highest percentage?
I mean, every year it's probably the reigning champs. I'd probably say the Denver Nuggets.
The Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Denver Nuggets wasn't even the top 7 in this.
Wow.
Which is really surprising to me as well. They just won, and they're already counting them out, which is pretty crazy. The 3 highest teams, the three teams with the highest percentage are all in the Eastern Conference.
Jeez.
Yeah. Boston, number 1.
Number 1.
27% chance to win the finals.
That's high.
Very high. Even though they just lost defensive pieces in Marcus Smart, Grant Williams, they added injury-prone KP. I'm not trying to hate on them. It's a good pickup.
Yeah.
I see what they're doing with the vision. Joe Mazzulla,
they're
27%.
Changing, yeah, especially when they're changing their whole – like they were really defensive-minded a couple years ago, and they're switching over to that offensive-minded team. And you don't know how it's going to transition in 1 year, and Porzingis might be hurt all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's hard to predict 27% they're going to win the championship,
Yeah.
especially when that core hasn't even won a championship together.
Yeah. I mean, stats, analytics say it was a great move. So we'll
Yeah.
see how it works out. But the second highest chances is Milwaukee with 16%.
Yeah.
And the third highest chances is Philadelphia, which is really weird.
That's going to change pretty soon.
Yeah, I'm sure that they didn't take into account that Harden's not going to be on the team, the analytics team.
Milwaukee makes the most sense because that team has won a championship together. Those other teams haven't.
Yeah, but they put Milwaukee in an 11% chance lower than the Celtics.
Yeah,
which is pretty crazy. But anyways, that's all I have for the schedule. The next, we're going to talk about the key dates, some of the best games to look forward to this year. And we are going to start out with Portland versus Miami. It's projected to be on February 27th after the trade deadline.
Oh.
Right after the trade deadline. So we know Dame's probably going to end up there.
You think it'll take all the way to the trade deadline to happen?
Yeah. It might. I mean, if I'm Portland, I don't mind what they're doing. They're waiting for a package that they feel they deserve.
Yeah, they know they're not going to win games anyways after they make the trade probably. So
yeah.
Might as well stretch it out, get the best package you can.
They're just going to try to get assets. But that is a potential date for Dame to return to Portland. It's February 27th. Looking forward to that.
Yeah.
Next game, Toronto versus Houston, February 9th. And this is significant because Fred VanVleet is going to be returning to Toronto. And we are going to get to see him play against his former team for the first time.
What date is that?
February 9th.
Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Fred VanVleet, he grew as a player in Toronto. I think he got drafted there. It'll be a big deal for all the Toronto fans.
Yeah, and I'm sure they're looking
There's no
forward to
beef
that.
between them, I don't think.
Yeah.
It was time for him to go, probably.
Yeah, I mean, they were probably – yeah, I agree with that. They probably saw it coming.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to that, to his homecoming. The next game we're going to talk about is the San Antonio Spurs versus the Charlotte Hornets on December 28th. And that is significant because the number 1 and number 2 overall picks face off in Wemby and Brandon Miller.
Yeah, in my opinion, the first and third pick are the best 2 players in the draft.
Really?
Yes, I just think Charlotte made that pick for fit-wise, but I do think Scoot's better.
Mm-hmm.
It will be cool to see these young prospects. Hopefully they're both playing. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool to see him go at it.
Yeah.
For sure.
Especially if both of them are actually in a – how late in the season is that?
December 28th. So it's like –
So it's mid-season.
Yeah, mid-season.
That'd be cool if they're both fighting for a playoff spot, seeing how their season would go.
100%.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
All right. The next game we're going to talk about is the Milwaukee versus Miami on October 30th. And it's going to be the first game since Miami upset Milwaukee. And we know they have a little bit of a rivalry going already because it seems like they see each other in the playoffs every year.
Yeah.
I don't think they like each other necessarily. But, yeah, what are your thoughts on that game?
Miami's going to see a fully healthy Bucks team, which is completely different than what they faced in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
and Miami potentially is going to look a lot different.
Yeah, they might have Dame. So it's hard to tell right now.
Well, they might have Dame, and they're also missing Gabe Vincent. They're missing Max Struss because they're gone now.
Yeah.
It might not be as close as we think.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. The next notable game is going to be Memphis versus Boston, February 4th. Marcus Smart is returning to play the Boston Celtics.
Is that after Jaw's suspension is up?
That's a good question. February 4th is pretty late in the season.
Oh, yeah. I think it's only 25 games. He'll be back for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, he'll probably be back.
That game will be a good game
right there. So, Jaw, Marcus Smart, Jaren Jackson Jr. versus Tatum, Brown, KP. That's going to be a game to watch.
That's a good game. And who would you take in that game? I'm taking Memphis.
Man, I don't care who wins. I want to see Marcus Smart. I want to see the dog come out of him.
Yeah.
I want to see a revenge game for Marcus Smart. Yeah. I want to see him guard Jason Tatum.
Or Jaylen Brown. He might just force Jaylen to go left, and it might not work out well.
Force him to go left. That's the game plan. The next notable game is the New York Knicks versus Cleveland on October 31st. And the reason why this is a notable game is because it's going to be the first game since New York upset them in the playoffs last year, even though Cleveland had home court advantage. Nobody really saw people projected the Knicks to beat them, but not in the way that they did.
And is that after a trade deadline?
Yes.
No.
It's at the beginning of the season.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, if it's after a trade deadline,
New York might look a little different.
Yeah, because if they know Donovan Mitchell's not going to extend, they're going to try to get some pieces for him, I feel like.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to trade for him, though, because his contract's up after this year. Donovan Mitchell's contract's up after this year. So they're probably – and we know from past reports, whenever he was still on the Jazz, that he was interested in coming to the Knicks.
Yeah.
So they might think that – they might just wait the season out, wait for him to just walk over there.
Really? You would let him walk away and not get any assets in return?
I mean, they don't have a choice.
Yeah, I guess the Knicks would just want to wait because they know they're going to get them.
Exactly, yeah. Next game, Washington versus Golden State. That is on December 22nd, and that's significant because Poole is facing his former team for the first time.
How many points is Jordan Poole dropping this game?
Versus Golden State. Yes. I know he's going
to try his hardest.
Yeah, he's going to take at least 25 shots.
Yeah.
He's going to try to ISO Draymond. He's going to get in there. I don't know. I could see him dropping 30.
Yeah.
I could see him dropping 30.
They'll probably lose still, but yeah.
Yeah. For sure. But it's going to definitely be an interesting return. It's going to be exciting to watch.
You think he'll get a video on the big screen? Or no?
I mean, he was a champion.
Yeah.
He won a ring there.
Yeah.
I think they do.
Yeah.
Now, next game we're going to talk about is Houston versus Boston. This is going to be on January 13th. The reason this is significant is because it is going to be old head coach Ime Udoka and the Houston Rockets versus new head coach Joe Mazzulla and the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, that'll be a fun game. Houston's
Mm-hmm.
going to be a fun team to watch. They're just young and have all these pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And it's again, man, Dylan Brooks is going to just be chirping at Jalen Brown and Jason Tatum too. That'll be fun to watch.
That will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
It's just going to be a clash of two coaches that used to work with each other.
Yeah.
Now playing against each other.
Yeah.
And they have two different, not totally different styles, but
yeah.
one's more offensive, one's more defensive. Like, it's going to be good. I'm looking forward to that game. And the next game I wanted to ask you about, Phoenix Suns versus Dallas Mavericks Christmas Day. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think, what is the over-under on how many times Luka and Book are going to get in each other's faces?
Man, over/under. Put 2.5 you know?
2.5.
But the NBA is really feeding into these rivalries right now, and it's awesome watching that. Like,
Yeah.
Mavs Suns rivalry is really cool. It'll be KD, Kyrie playing against each other, and Luka, Devin Booker, and now they added Grant Williams to it.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be fun to see as well, because Grant Williams always chirped at Devin Booker. He even said that in a podcast. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see. And with all these NBA rivalries, hear me out. If these rivals got in a fight, who would win? Put Devin Booker and Luka in a ring. Who's winning? Who's walking out of that ring standing?
Like boxing ring?
Yeah.
Oh God. Man, Luka and Book in a boxing ring. I feel like Booker is in better shape overall.
Yeah, he'll go the rounds for sure. Luka's a heavier guy. I know he's slimmed down some, but who knows what he'll come. But he's a heavier guy, and there's weight classes for a reason in boxing. I don't know.
That would be good, man.
Yeah.
I don't know who I would pick.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. Let me ask you this. This is a fun topic, so I want to stay on it. What about, say, Embiid versus Giannis?
Ooh. Giannis would probably have the reach. His wingspan's probably longer than Embiid.
I don't know. I feel like they're pretty similar in size.
Yeah, yeah. But same with the weight class thing. I know Joel's probably a heavier guy. I know he's a heavier guy.
Yeah.
I'd probably get Joel winning that matchup.
You got Joel?
Yeah.
I got Giannis, man.
Oh, really?
Dude, he's an athletic freak, bro.
Yeah.
That's the reason they call him the Greek god.
But it's also boxing. You don't need to be.
Yeah. I mean, but being athletic in any sport helps.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like Giannis takes that one. Let me ask you this: what about Jimmy Butler versus Grant Williams? Because they had the famous feud in the playoffs last year, getting in each other's face, and then playoff Jimmy happened. Who do you think wins in the boxing ring?
Jimmy Butler got that dog in him.
He do got that dog in him.
Grant Williams do this too. I don't know.
Bro, Grant Williams is built like a truck.
I think Jimmy Butler would win.
You think Jimmy Butler would
faster,
take it?
And he got that dog in him. He's faster too.
Yeah, Jimmy Butler.
Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go Jimmy.
Yeah.
Yeah. More I think about it, more I'm gonna have to go Jimmy.
Hear me out. This next one, with the schedule coming out, there's always a lot of teams play better at home. So who in the league, top 3 best home court advantages?
Top 3 best home court advantages?
Yes.
So I'm going to have to go Warriors
as
one of them. I feel like the Warriors have crazy good home court advantage. Every time you see them play it on TV, it's always so loud in there. I think Boston has to be up there because they're one of the most diehard fan bases. And people from other teams say how much they hate playing in Boston. So that's definitely up there for sure. And my third, I want to say a place with other diehard fans like Indiana, but I don't know. Who do you have?
So I think you're missing a huge one, and I know you're mostly thinking about fans right now.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets, I think they have the biggest advantage with the altitude there.
Mm-hmm.
And you see players come there and get winded so fast there. I've been to Denver, Colorado, and it's just walking upstairs be hard sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just the altitude's there. And if you don't get prepared for that, that could be an issue because that's especially if you're playing there, then a back-to-back, that on the second night, that could be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Then, yeah, Warriors, is probably up there. They have a crazy fan base. Then lately the Kings.
Really?
Yeah, like with
That's not a bad pick.
that light the beam stuff has really hyped up that community for the Kings, and
I
it's
love that, by the way.
yeah,
I
I
love that.
really like that too.
Yeah.
And their fan base has been real fun right now, and they deserve it. They've been not good for a long time.
Yeah. Yeah. Very happy for them.
Yeah. Another thing, this isn't really about the schedule. It's just about this upcoming season. Who is knocking on the door of the title this year?
Knocking on the door of the title.
Yeah.
This is hard. There's so many teams that got better. I'm putting Lakers.
Okay.
I think I'm not going to put them number one, but this is in no order.
This is just a tier.
Yeah, this is just
not
a tier.
An order.
I'm going to go Lakers. I'm going to go Milwaukee. Wow. This is hard. And I'm going to throw Boston in there. Lakers, Milwaukee, and Boston are my top three.
Okay. Hey, I'll do the tier thing as well. Boston, they've been knocking on the door for a while, it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll throw Boston in there. I feel like you kind of have to say the Suns.
Mm-hmm.
They're just loaded down right now, and they're in win now mode. Because I know after this season they're gonna have to lose somebody with the new CPA,
Mm-hmm.
I believe. And I'd probably say the Bucks as well.
Bucks as well.
They're just the same team won championship not too long ago, and the East is weaker than it. Well, I believe the Bucks.
Okay, that's good. One more question pertaining to the season. So last season, we had a team in the Sacramento Kings kind of blow up out of nowhere. Like, no one saw him coming. No one even really had him in playoffs because that's kind of been their history. So if you had to pick one team that could just shock everyone this year, who would you pick?
Probably the Thunder. They were in the play-in last year, but I could see them really just blowing up this season with Chet coming, and they already have Shai, or they already have Shea. Shea or Shai.
Either way.
I could see they already have. They're getting Chet this season. They're getting Shea, and it's just this young core that's been together for a little bit now, and I could see them not even have to worry about the plan this year and just being in the playoffs and being a good team.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you think?
For me, I kind of want to pick the Pacers.
Yeah.
I feel like they could be a team that just comes out of nowhere and really takes that leap this year.
Yeah.
I really like what they're doing over there. So that's who I would pick.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's really what we have all for this episode, but we'll be releasing another episode this week sometime. Thank y'all for watching, and check out the past two episodes. It was ranking the West and East teams off seasons. If you want to go check those out, they're on YouTube and Spotify. We also got TikTok we post clips on if y'all want to go check that out. And thank you for joining.
Peace out.